Once upon a time, in a small village surrounded by a dark and mysterious forest called Bellbrook, strange things started to happen. The forest was home to the Bellbrook witches, a group of powerful beings whose secrets were hidden deep within its shadows. Every corner of the forest seemed to tell a different story, each more chilling than the last. The villagers often whispered about the forest, but a group of brave teenagers decided to investigate. There were 5 of them: Mia, a clever girl with a keen sense of adventure; Jake, her best friend who always had a joke ready; Sarah, a shy girl who loved nature; Tom, a brave boy with a big heart; and Lily, a curious girl who believed in magic. They gathered one evening, determined to explore the forest. They made a list of 10 locations within Bellbrook where they believed evil things happened, hoping to unravel the mystery that surrounded it. 1. The Cursed Oak. This tree, gigantic and twisted, was said to be where the witches made their dark spells. Unseen shadows danced around its roots, and some claimed to have heard whispers that chilled their bones. 2. The Whispering Pond. This pond was calm during the day, but at night it spoke in hushed tones. Many said that if you listened closely, you could hear the voices of lost souls warning you not to venture near. 3. The Stone Circle. A circle of ancient stones stood at the forest's heart. Legends told that it was a gathering place for witches where they summoned evil forces. The stones radiated a strange energy, and even during daylight, the air felt heavy. 4. The Abandoned Cabin. Hidden behind thick bushes was the cabin that looked like it hadn't been touched in years. The villagers believed it belonged to a witch who had vanished long ago. Some said strange lights flickered inside and footsteps echoed on quiet nights. 5. The Graveyard of Shadows. Deep within the forest lay a forgotten graveyard where the shadows stretched longer than they should. It was said to be the resting place of those who were wronged by the witches, and at midnight, you could hear them calling for justice. 6. The Dark Hollow. This depression in the ground seemed to absorb all light. People who ventured too close often felt a chilling presence. Some even claimed they saw ghostly figures wandering in the depths of the hollow, eternally trapped. 7. The Blood Red River. A stream that ran through the forest was rumored to run red on full moon nights. Villagers spoke of it as a sacrifice site where witches performed dark rituals, and those who drank from it faced dire consequences. 8. The Howling Cliff. At this sheer drop, the wind howled like a pack of wolves. It was said that those who stood too close could hear the cries of those who had fallen, as if the cliff held on to their souls. 9. The Secrets of the Vines. These thick vines seemed to writhe on their own, and were said to trap anyone who got too close. Legends told of a witch who would ensnare her victims here, never to be seen again. 10. The Lost Trail. This path led into the depth of the forest, but many who took it never returned. They said the path shifted like a living thing, leading away from safety and towards the heart of darkness. As the group entered the forest, a sense of dread filled the air. It felt as if the trees themselves were watching. They decided to visit the Cursed Oak first. When they arrived, the tree loomed over them, its gnarled branches reaching out like skeletal hands. Suddenly, they heard whispers that seemed to call their names, sending shivers down their spines. Mia hesitated, but her curiosity kept her rooted to the spot. Next, they trekked to the Whispering Pond. As they knelt beside the water, the surface rippled, distorting their reflections. Voices floated through the air, warning them to leave. Lily felt uneasy, but was determined to uncover the truth. The stone circle surrounded them with an ancient energy. They felt compelled to step inside. As they did, an unnatural wind swept through, pushing them closer together. At that moment, They knew they were not alone. After exploring the abandoned cabin, they found strange symbols surrounding it and a diary with frantic scribbles revealing the witch's obsession with power and revenge. Suddenly, they heard footsteps crunching on leaves just outside. Frightened, they ran, moving towards the graveyard of shadows. As they crossed into the graveyard, the air thickened. Shadows shifted, and whispers grew louder, echoing sorrow and anger. Tom, ever brave, urged them to believe, but Sarah's eyes were drawn to a figure emerging from the darkness. The group hurried to the dark hollow, desperate to escape the growing sense of danger. There, the shadows seemed to tug at their clothes, and they could feel a cold presence reaching out. They stumbled towards the blood-red river, hoping for clarity but finding only fear as the water glinted ominously. The Howling Cliff was their last stop. Standing at the edge, they could hear the echoes of the past. But the thrill of discovering the truth was overshadowed by the oppressive feeling that something dark was lurking just beyond sight. Finally, they followed the lost trail, but to their horror, they realized it was leading them in circles. The forest closed in around them, and panic set in. In that moment of desperation, Mia remembered the diary's warning. Sometimes, the only way to defeat darkness is to face it head-on. They decided to hold hands tightly, standing together as the united front against whatever evil might come. A deep breath filled the cold air, and in that instant, they felt a surge of warmth. With newfound courage, they summoned all their strength and ran towards the heart of the forest, determined to break the curse that loomed over Bellbrook forever. As they dashed deeper into Bellbrook, each teen knew this was only the beginning of their adventure. The darkness awaited, but together they were ready to uncover the truth behind the Bellbrook witches once and for all.